Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. This past weekend, I was reminded of something I clearly needed to remember. I set this past weekend aside for me and to do some creative work. And I haven't done this in a while. And since we've moved here over 2 years ago, I haven't really gone away for a weekend. My husband and we're working on that. We're going to go on a trip. But anyways, we haven't really been away from each other, my husband and I, or my kids and I. Okay, my husband had to make a trip back to Ontario last spring. But like for the most part, though, we have been this family unit that have seen each other every day in, day out, and things like that. So this past weekend, I decided I need a weekend to just be creative, sleep when I want to, wake up when I want to, and be really flexible and just nose down and just keep going. Because inspiration, shows up for me at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be writing and things like that. And then I have to wake up in the morning with the kids and stuff, or, to say goodbye before they go off to school. So the weekend I decided, I'm like, this is what's going to happen. And my husband, he's so amazing. He supports. And he's like, anyways, he supports me in everything I do, which is incredible. And so he was all for it. And instead of going out to, we have lots of nice places to stay along here, but instead of figuring out that logistics, or because there's not always food places around, I would have had to do a lot of that extra stuff. Couldn't just go out and get food or anything. So I was like, you know what? I'm super creative in my office. Let's stay with that. And our house is set up where my husband and my kids could live down in the basement. We have this suite below. So it just was really nice. They could just camp out. The kids loved it. They're like, yeah, we're going to hang down and hang out with daddy this weekend. And it was really good. People are really excited. So that was really good. It was a change that we clearly all needed. And I thought nothing of it because I'm like, yeah, I need this time. I desperately need my space. I need to be able to think. I need to just be me in my creative space. But something interesting happened. I was reminded of how important absence is, because absence makes the heart grow fonder. I didn't know how much I'd miss my kids and my husband. It was, bedtime. I was like, oh man, the kids are going to bed. And in this case, my oldest wasn't feeling good. So Friday, things, of course, like anything, don't go according to plan. I was going to have it where the door got locked at night after saying goodnight to them and things. But my oldest wasn't feeling good and wanted to stay upstairs in their bed. So I'm like, yes. And I'm like, when you wake up, just go downstairs and things like that. So we were flexible. It wasn't rigid or anything like that. And then that night too, I said goodnight to them as well. So it wasn't full on 100% gone, but I was so surprised of how much I missed them. And I missed my husband again and be like, oh, well, this is why I love him. And, things like that. When you live with somebody day in, day out, you can start seeing their flaws. We all have them. We all have things that drive, each other batty. Friends, family, kids, all those things. They have things because we're human. We're not little robots that go about our day and are programmed the way you want to be, right? So it was really just amazing. So I'm sharing this with you today because it was just that, I felt so happy inside. So if you're ever thinking about going away on a retreat, or, even going to just any, I've been looking at going to retreats and things like that, that take you out and about again because things are, flowing again, because you want to get out and about again. It's not just about you. So if you feel oh, I can't leave my kids, or I can't, take this time for me, you feel a little guilty, a little selfish. Because honestly, I did feel a little bit of that because I'm like, oh man, here goes a weekend where I'm not going to be with my kids. And honestly, I was missing date night with, Friday night, my husband and I hung out. That was the plan. It was always okay, Friday night, and then that was it. But we hung out on our date night. But even Saturday came around. I'm like, oh, I wish we could just hang out again. So I missed things, I felt like I missed things, and it was really good to be able to miss things. So if you feel that torn, if you feel torn, it's normal. And just remember, it's not just about what you're getting out of that weekend. It's for everybody. My kids, oh my goodness, you should have saw them after. They were like just so happy. And the relationship between my husband and I feel like it's just renewed. And it was only 2 days and we did see each other a little bit here and there. So can you imagine, if it was a little longer? Because like honestly, the last time I was away was it was almost 3 years ago that I was away. So away from them for like a week. It can be scary. And especially if we are trying to do something for ourselves. But like I said, we all benefit when we take time for ourselves. Even if it wasn't, realizing, the love in the relationship again. It's just even filling your own cup allows you to show up more fully. But honestly, like just taking a break, being, just a weekend was quite amazing. And I do remember when I did go away I took a trip to San Francisco to be part of a mastermind group. And that was also just life-changing. I'm pretty sure that's when I really decided that I want to live on the West Coast, was that moment when I flew into to San Francisco and saw the ocean and the mountains. And I was just like, I'm home. Now, I love Canada and that's where I wanted to stay. But I can still get the mountains and oceans, and that's where we ended up. So it's, like I said, it can be scary to do things out of the ordinary. And I've found that I'm getting a little cozy, and maybe we'll talk about fear and comfort zones down the line, because I've gotten cozy. And I've talked to a friend just last weekend too. On the Friday, we went out for lunch, and it was, that I am getting too comfortable in my comfort zone. I'm like, it's time to leave my comfort zone again. So it happens. And so maybe we'll talk into that later once I, do some big things out of my comfort zone. So if you've been putting off, a girls' trip, or even a weekend away with your husband or spouse, or even just, on your own, maybe you've been thinking about signing up for a retreat or some kind of course that might take you somewhere else, but you've kind of been neglected. Like, I can't leave the kids, or I can't leave, so-and-so. Just remember, it's beneficial on so many levels. Now, obviously, I'm not trying to twist your arm. Just be mindful of why you don't want to go and do something. Because I almost gave up on this weekend a couple times. Where I'm like, no, I want to be with the kids and my husband. And it's really what we needed in that moment. We truly needed a break. My husband needed to be able to parent without me being there, because the kids always come to me. And I needed a break from my husband. I love him. The thing is, though, when you're in each other's space like 24/7, you stop appreciating all the little things. And then you find all the little things you don't like. So honestly, it was a really, really amazing thing. So next stop for us is going away without the kids for our 10-year anniversary this June. So yay. So amazing things. Anyway, so do something for you. Even if it isn't telling the kids and your husband to go away for the night or the weekend. Just, it could even go out for a date with yourself. Go for a hike, whatever feels good to you. But taking some time out of what you normally do and switch it up a little bit, and just allow other people to miss you. Allow yourself to miss others. Because when you come back, you have these fresh eyes. It's like you're reliving your romance all over again. You can even do that with your kids, right? They can be challenging at times. But then you walk away and it's like, no, I love you guys. Anyways. So it just really puts some love goggles on in some really incredible, amazing ways. So I hope this helps. And as we go into, this is kindness month, love month, whatever you want to call it. There's lots of going on. In my WOW membership, it is the month of kindness. That's what we're talking about. And things like that. So if that's more what you'd like to, if you would be interested in, check out the WOW membership and see if it's something you'd be interested in. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.